For our first video, we are talking about Hamlet by William Shakespeare, who was a total boss.
Everybody has read, normally, if you haven't.
If you went through high school, you probably read Shakespeare. I was going to say Hamlet, that's not true.
Hamlet too.
Yeah, but definitely Shakespeare. But most people are like, oh, Shakespeare, he's awful to read, which sometimes he is, but most of the time he's so much fun. And he just made up so much language, which is probably my favorite part of him. He's like the Dr. Seuss of plays and classical literature. He just made shit up all the time.
It's
true, it's true. And I just, I'm pretty sure the idea of random came from him. I mean, what is it? Winter Sail with the Bear?
The Bear.
Just like that.
So he's a lot of fun because everybody dies all the time, which is why we're drinking vodka and cranberry.
It looks like blood.
Blood of our fallen enemies.
For everybody.
That's how you know it's a tragedy, is everyone's dead.
It's a Shakespeare tragedy.
Well, generally it's a tragedy, everyone's dead.
Yeah, but Shakespeare's really good at killing everyone.
Yes, he's very, very good at just knocking everyone off. He's a minor character. It's like, oh, you have 2 lines and now you're dead.
And if you're named after, if the book is named after you, sorry.
Yeah, no luck. Definitely not surviving that. The play opens with these dudes are hanging out in the castle turrets, and they're like, oh shit, there's a ghost! Oh shit, it looks like a dead king. Someone go get Hamlet. Hamlet shows up, and the ghost is like, hey, I was murdered. It was your uncle, who then married the queen, his brother's wife.
Yeah.
Is that right? You sound like I'm saying
No, it's right. So all the qualities of a great Shakespeare play.
You murdered my father and married my mother. That's very...
That is mother issues right there.
Yeah, written all over it. So then Hamlet's like, I'm going to get revenge and kill... Well, he's like, I don't know, he spends most of the play angsting about whether or not he wants to kill people. That's generally what...
And jumping to conclusions
that are
like,
fair.
Oh, there's someone behind the curtains, let's kill them.
Yeah. It was like my uncle's stab. Oh shit, it's not my uncle. God damn it. You saw that coming.
Oh, the woman I love.
So basically, Hamlet is not the clever one in the play.
Not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Exactly.
Pretends he is.
Yeah.
Which makes him such a loving character.
There's a dual challenge with poisoned swords, and also the uncle Claudius. Is that his name? Claudius?
Yeah.
Poisons a goblet of wine in case the poison knife didn't do the trick, and then Hamlet's mother drinks the poison wine, so she dies, and then Hamlet and the other dude that are dueling stab each other, so they both die, and then Hamlet's like, you fucker, you killed my mother and you killed me, so he makes his uncle drink the wine, and then he stabs him, and then basically the end of the play is just a giant room of dead bodies.
It's the Hunger Games Hamlet style, or Shakespeare style, basically.
I can't see fucker, you killed my fucking mother in there.
Just saying. Subtext.
Direct quote.
Subtext.
And then the play ends with, oh god, what's his name? The guy, he just walks in and is like, hey guys, oh god, why is everyone dead? And then he becomes a racial ruler.
Yeah. Not everybody. No, obviously, not everybody likes Shakespeare. So.
I do like Shakespeare. I'm just saying, everybody told me how amazing he was at writing, and I was expecting so much more than that.
Maybe it's because you're from Belgium.
Yeah. Maybe it's because
you just can't appreciate the prose the way
I love
native
stories.
English speakers can.
Oh my god. I love his,
not to be
stories, and I like his writing, but I thought it was very easy to read and not complex like I was expecting.
That's
because French classics are usually very hard to read.
Okay.
So when you tell me Shakespeare is an English classic, I was expecting the same thing. It was actually for plays that they were completely gonna fuck up at the time.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be funny for everyone. So.
Yeah, Shakespeare was writing for a popular audience, so
I
think that's why he has all those really coarse jokes.
But
he wasn't
a
French classicist getting all deep metaphorical and shit. He was writing for a really uneducated general populace that just wanted fart jokes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably why Mercutio is one of my favorites. characters. Because he's so funny. Him and
Romeo and Juliet is very misunderstood.
yeah.
It would have been so much fun at the time, but
reading it in like grade 9 to when I read it like second last year university, I appreciated the humor so much more. so much more.
like when you don't know and everybody talks about it, like, oh, so romantic and everything, you read that and you're like, this is shit!
They both died and she's like 12. What the fuck just happened?
And he only wants to fuck her because he couldn't fuck his fucking cousin! It's not a romantic thing.
Back to Hamlet.
Yeah.
Focusing on
Back to Hamlet. I gotta say the dumbest death in the book is Ophelia's death.
Yeah.
Oh god, Ophelia.
Oh, gotta love her.
So dumb.
Pull yourself together, girl.
I know, seriously.
I know. Yeah. Jesus, she's a mess.
Yeah, she really is a mess. And you know, the version with Kenneth Branagh and Kate Winslet as Ophelia, I really love that version of Hamlet because I think Winslet plays crazy so well.
I just think as a general life rule, don't kill yourself over a guy is a pretty good starting point.
Yeah. But you know, but her
Good life
storyline's interesting. It'll keep you reading.
She is.
She's one of my favorite. After Cordelia, I think she's one of my favorite characters. So.
My favorite characters are still Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. How do you pronounce that name?
I just say Guildenstern because that's how it's spelled.
Guildenstern.
Yeah.
I just read it in my head, so it ends up being
That
too.
Yeah. It's like the first time you read Hermione as a child. You're like,
like 6 books.
So yeah, I like them because they're the original besties in all movies. Like the two guys who always hang out together. And
Two bros.
yeah, exactly.
Adventures.
Romance.
Like acting like a fucking crazy person. Everyone's like, oh, Hamlet.
Yeah.
You're so zany.
I never thought about it like that. When reading the book and like, oh, Hamlet.
And then
Also, it starts with a fucking ghost.
it does,
Which is awesome.
It is.
which means you should read it. Soliloquy. There's the big one in Hamlet. It's probably the most famous. I would say the
I would
most
say
famous.
like that and the balcony scene.
Yeah,
Probably
like from his plays. We're not talking
the
like sonnets,
Yeah.
like not like how do I compare these to something like that? That sonnets just flew through the most.
Yeah. But out of his plays, I'd
Yeah.
say this one and the one from Romeo and Juliet are the most famous. And this one certainly has that really iconic, like, holding the skull thing. It's
Yeah.
all melodramatic and shit.
Yeah, and it's just.
It's something
I
that
mean,
even
it's
when you
really long.
haven't read Hamlet yet,
You
you know the scene.
Yeah, like you know, and you will quote "to be or not to be."
Yeah.
Though you kind of don't know what it means.
Exactly.
Which I mean,
That was
he's contemplating suicide, guys. So it's not.
Yeah, just in there. And
Yeah.
people make so many jokes about it, like there's so many pop culture references
Yeah.
to it all the fucking time.
But it does hold like one of my favorite kind of sentences, I guess, like ode to sleep perchance to dream. Like that's kind of always been my favorite Shakespeare line.
Actually, it's to die.
To die, to sleep perchance to dream. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm usually
yeah.
creeped out by people who can quote entire things from Shakespeare.
God,
I'm like, what the fuck?
I used to know the balcony scene because I had to memorize it for English, and then my teacher didn't let us do it. And I was pissed off.
Having like one scene or two memorized, but like the kind of people where you're like, oh, this quote, and they're like, quote poem, and they're like, this quote, and they quote poem, and I'm like, oh, I'm punching the fucking face.
You get another one, give it the face.
No, it's mostly just the English major snobs that you inevitably meet, and you're just like, I fucking hate you. Why are you so much better than me?
No.
God damn it.
If you know one line from Shakespeare, it is to be or not to be.
Yeah.
That is the question.
Yeah.
Because, well, as well as obviously though Romeo.
I was thinking about that.
Romeo, but
Yeah.
but also like, when we get to that, wherefore art thou does not mean where are you, Romeo? It means why.
Why are you not?
Just
why
a
am I
heads up to people that use wherefore, not what you think it is.
Wrong, you're all wrong.
Yeah.
But my favorite line from the play is "Get thee to a nunnery."
Yeah.
Because that's so applicable to everyday use. Like I say it all the time whenever my friends be shitheads. I'm like, get me to a nunnery! And then they all hate me.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
spent
this is a really compelling argument to read Hamlet. It's awesome. That's all you really need
I
to
don't know, but like, ghosts,
Ghosts.
poison,
Poison.
death,
Lots
murder,
of murder. Intrigue.
contemplated suicide, madness, humor, skulls, a play within a play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Shakespeare was always very good at
He
those.
was very
He
good at
just
those.
throws them in all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it sounds like a good time.
So that's Hamlet.
Sure, yeah.
Good stuff.
Read it if you haven't yet.
Yeah.
Reread
And
it
don't-
if you have.
Don't be scared of the language.
No.
And even if you don't understand it, watch it. If you
Yeah.
maybe don't get the wording, it's a play. It's meant to be watched.
You know what, there's
Or
a
read it
lot
out
of
loud.
editions that you can buy that do have, like, footnotes that explain
Yeah.
the trickier parts of the language. Because sometimes he does something that we haven't used in like 100 years, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You can usually find an edition.
Yeah.
Just don't buy the ones that they have rewritten the language,
Yeah,
because
no.
that just takes
Yeah.
so...
Tips and tricks for enjoying the bard. And
I think we're good.
yeah, and I think we're done with our first video. So, do we have to do that whole subscribe,
Yeah, so...
Subscribe.
Feel like subscribe and
like,
we'll keep making more of these high quality productions.
yes.
Ding, ding.
And yeah, it's a little bit creepy, but I know there are some people that ship Hamlet and Horatio.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I did not know
people do
that.
it. Yeah, I didn't know that. I saw somebody.
I love humanity.
I'm a stickler.
God, it's weird. But then when you think about it, you're like, maybe.
Potential. Everything is shippable.
Mhm.